welcome. I'm definitely not used to talking to a camera at all, but I feel as if God wanted me to do this. So, this story is how God helped me find my purpose and how I'm actively pursuing God now. I was just chilling. I got off of work on a Friday and I figured I wanted to get a haircut. And in this situation that I'm in a very complex situation, moving away from home, taking a job opportunity, and just, being very stressed out over the job. So I get home and I needed a haircut just to make myself feel good. It's been a long time, and that's just kind of the way I feel good about myself, to get haircuts. So I go to this barbershop, which I've been before, and I just randomly choose a barber on the website. So I randomly choose a barber, and I walk in, and I get cut by this guy. And this guy starts talking to me about how he wants to make Christian movies and everything. And for 2023, I made it a goal to learn more about identity and God. And I wrote down a bunch of goals in 2022, which have led to this moment of getting closer to Christ, getting closer to God and everything. I even got this to always have God close to my heart and just always have a reminder that He's here. So this guy starts speaking to me about the Bible and everything, and it was just so good. Like I love the conversation so much, and I felt like it was God speaking to me. So then after I came home, I got ready for the gym, and I went to the gym. And I never do this, but I felt as if God was trying to speak to me at the gym. So I randomly started playing gospel videos, YouTube videos of people talking about God, some pastors and everything, and it just filled me up with joy. Like I was on the treadmill for like an hour or two, just walking, listening to the pastor and everything, and it was amazing. So after that, I was hungry. I went to Chick-fil-A. I go in, order my food, and I ordered it to go. I never eat alone at a restaurant ever in my life. So I decided to get my food after I asked for it to go and eat it in Chick-fil-A. So I did that, and this random guy comes up to me. His name was Jason, and he first told me, he just approached me randomly when I was eating alone, and he said, "Is there anything I could pray to you about?" And I told him, I said, "Opportunity. Can you please pray for opportunity?" So he sit there, his hand on my shoulder, and he prayed for me. And we just started talking, and I told him about how it felt like a reverse Peter story. Like God tried to speak to me 3 times that day. Barbershop, at the gym, and with Jason. And I remember just meeting Jason, got his number, talking about him, and I go home. But before I leave the parking lot, I just sat there and got very emotional. I never had an experience of God trying to talk to me indirectly, and I felt as if He was trying to that day. So I back my happiness. So I was gonna go home back to Sacramento, which is a 2-hour drive for me. I was just gonna go home and just go hang out with my family. And then I started listening to Dave Ramsey, and people call him and like ask him questions like, "Oh, I'm 21 and I don't know what I want to do with my life. What should I do?" And he just gives advice. So that's exactly the video I watched. And Dave Ramsey said in the video, this guy calling in, "I don't know what I want to do with my life at 21, I'm 21. And he said, "You just need to go into nature with a pen and paper and talk to God." I paused that video. I made a last minute decision to stay. So I stayed. And the next morning I woke up, started driving to Burning Falls, and the whole time I felt as if Christ was with me. I felt as if He was speaking to me. So I get to the waterfall and I write down the gifts that God gave me, the mission that He wants me to complete, and just like action steps on what to do. And the biggest reason of why God sent me to the waterfall of Burning Falls is He wanted me to know my mission, my purpose, and the gifts that He gave me and how can I use them. So my gift is the ability of communication and the power of influence. I feel as if I'm a good leader and I could guide people to the right direction. So I was there and just speaking to God the whole time just felt amazing. Sorry if I'm stopping, it's because I'm reminiscing the time and trying to make the story clear and concise, but I know this is going to be a long video and nobody will watch it one day, but who knows. I just was instructed by God to make this. So anyways, I leave the waterfall and I go on. I'm super happy, you know, and like I felt purposeful and I felt as if God was speaking to me directly, or He was speaking to me indirectly of what to do. Like everything from the barber talking to me about God, at the gym wanting to hear God, which never happens, I never do. I usually just listen to music or an audiobook, never anything about God or anything. And then this random guy, Jason from South Africa, you know, moved here 6 months ago, in school at a church, just came up to me randomly and, you know, started praying for me. And it was God's way of indirectly speaking. So I go on, a couple days later, I get a text from Jason, the guy who came up to me in Chick-fil-A. And he sent me a picture. He said, "Is this the guy who cut your hair?" Because I told him a little bit about it and everything. And I was like, big coincidence that they met. And he sent me a picture, and I'll try to have all the pictures, images of us and everything in this video, just so you could kind of see. And this video is mostly for me. This video is for me and to share my experience of how I met God. So Jason told me the story of this random guy was just looking for a seat, and Jason had one available right next to him and told this guy to sit down. They start talking. He starts telling the guy he's a barber, and Jason asked him, like, "Hey, did you happen to cut this guy named Ivan's hair?" And he said, "Yeah," randomly. And that's when Jason took a selfie, and then, you know, it was truly God's timing and everything. And Jason did invite me to church. So yesterday I went to church with Jason and we were there for like 3 hours. 32 people got baptized, 36, sorry. And the word was good. Everybody was very supportive. Everybody was touching me and just gave me hope. Not that I needed hope, but they, you know, just gave their grace of God to me. So Jason invites me to In-N-Out after, which we go, and we were just talking, and we randomly see the barber, and we like went to the barber and asked him down with us, which he did, and we enjoyed a meal together. We prayed together, we talked together. I thanked them being alive and for speaking to me about God, because I felt like God as in indirectly talked to me. And it was just like a series of events, you know, and coming from 6 months of, I can't say I was depressed, but I was definitely not there like myself anymore. And I felt more alive than ever last night, and it was just amazing. And I'll post a picture of us. So this long story comes down to what God has planned for me next. And it's to bring more people to believe in the religion and to create a good community around me. So that is how God spoke to me indirectly. And ever since then, I felt more clear. Like the mission is more purposeful. Like I've always had a direction in life, but just the little things of like me randomly going to Chick-fil-A when I didn't even want to, and me eating when I didn't even want to, and me deciding to get a haircut when I didn't want to, but He just led me to to do all those things, and God spoke to me through them indirectly. And now I have brothers for life, a good experience to tell. And I'm sharing this because a lot of people have their experiences, and you don't really feel it, but if you keep on believing, it will happen to you one day. You will feel how I feel right now. God will just put some opportunity in your hand and just make you feel like everything's okay. So yeah, this is my story. This is how God first touched me, and I know the story does not end here. I know the story will keep on getting better. I know that this is only the beginning of me speaking to God and me finding Him and talking to Him. I'm thankful for anybody that has watched this video, and I truly want you to know that God is there for you. And if you seek God in your life, He will show you that He's real. He's shown me He's real, and you could choose not to believe me. You could choose that my story was coincidence and everything, but I truly think that it was God. I truly think it was God. If you could meet Jason and Kevin and how they preach about God and everything, they're amazing speakers. Jason is this amazing guy who is so easy to talk to. He's so easy to talk to, and you could just tell that God is with him, and the way he speaks, God is with him. And the way Kevin talks is clear and very detail-oriented to his words, and God is just filling them. So yeah, for anybody that knows me and is watching this video, probably thinks I'm a weirdo for doing this, but I really don't care. I'm at a point in time where, the more I care about the way people think about me, I'm not gonna accomplish nothing. I have to make mistakes, I have to stutter, I have to look away from the camera, I have to not know how to speak sometimes, not know how to tell a story online in front of random people. Who knows who could watch this? And so what the future holds for me is reinstating my faith, and maybe I'll get baptized one day, but I want to get more involved into a church, into God, read more about the Word, read more about the Bible, and help people in any way that I can. I want to develop a young network of young men who have the same goals as me, who feel lost, who need a community, who need people who just have people like them, I have certain values that I don't like to instill in my life. One of them is wasting time. Although, yes, sometimes I do waste time, and I hate to be hypocritical. I played video games for 5+ years when I was younger, and I realized it was a waste of time. Nothing was good from it. Yes, I'm very thankful, actually, that I did play games, but I stopped now, and I feel so much better. I feel like I have more time on my hands, and I'm accomplishing things, and I'm grateful for video games because they connected me with some of the best men I've ever met in my life. And that little network of men wouldn't be here without Xbox and Fortnite and Minecraft and everything, so I'm very thankful. But I want to grow bigger. I want to have younger men follow in my direction. They could see me face to face. I want to help them find the Spirit, find Jesus, find God, and learn more about themselves while following Jesus and completing His mission. And I plan to start this self-improvement YouTube channel and kind of see. Haven't really found my niche. I'm a businessman at heart. I know about finances, and I plan to use my knowledge to create videos and instill peace in others and teach them about what I know, because God gave me a gift to share. He gave me a gift of having the knowledge to do stuff, which I know I need to share more. I need to share this story to prove that God is real. This is my testimony of when God touched my heart and spoke to me indirectly. So yeah, if somebody's watching this and you feel as if my story has touched you and you want to talk to me more, please feel free to comment below. I want to create an open space. I also want feedback. I know there's going to be negative comments. I know somebody's going to say, oh, you stutter, you say, you can't even look in the camera, but I want that feedback. I want feedback for any videos going forward. If this is going to be the first video that I'm posting, for any videos going forward, I want your feedback. I want the good feedback. I want the bad feedback. I want everything that can make me feel better, you know? So yeah, thank you for your time. Have a good rest of your day, and God is with you. You just need to believe and make it a goal next year. Make it a goal for 2024 to find God. If you're younger and you've never done this before, I encourage you to do this. I need you to get a piece of paper and a pen and write down 3 goals. 3 goals you want to accomplish this year, and make one of them, if you're really about that, to find God. Truly encourage you to make that 1 goal, but have 2 more. Make it 3 in total. Nothing more, because we get so invested into all these goals in our head, but really what matters is just 2 to 3 goals, 2 to 3 big goals. You know, you have your minor goals, but I encourage you to just write down 3 goals this year. 2024, what do you want to accomplish? Make your thinking as clear as you can, so you know exactly where you want to go. And by the end of 2023, I would say I've completed the goals that I had for 2022, which was self-identity and to get closer with God. And I truly feel as if I am the closest I've ever been. I'm gonna get closer, I'm gonna learn more, and I'm gonna discover more about myself. And I know the direction that I'm going. Thank you, God.